Here's 3 reasons why I love sim racing. And before we kick off, if I could take a quick second to remind you, if you enjoyed the video at any point, consider smashing the like button and leaving a comment, as it's a free and easy way to support the channel so we can build a larger group of like-minded sim racers like yourselves. And if you're not already subscribed, smash that guy too. Let's get to it. 1. Sim racing is cheaper than real racing, obviously, but by quite a lot. Ever since I got into sim racing, I knew I loved cars. I always wanted to be. I was pretty quick at a karting track, and I do like the feel of my own road car as it's near its limit, and not even on the limit, but just close by, and just feeling everything that the car is doing. I am a petrol head by nature, but I never knew how much. But sim racing hit a spot I did not know need to be hit. Back in 2018, I bought a G29 and raced on Gran Turismo with it. Had a blast. Funnily enough, there were some failed attempts back when I was about 5. My parents got me Gran Turismo for the PlayStation 1, and it came with a wheel and pedals like you're seeing on screen now, with a little sequential shifter and all. It was a shame I was too young to know the pure gold I had in front of me, but yep, it was there and I still got it. I then moved to a G25 as I wanted to try drifting. I tried to install a set of course on my computer. It was too much. Truth be known, I just like pressing the pedal and hearing the car rev, because this is before I could drive, so this is the closest I got to driving a car, and this was worth it, but I couldn't drift. I failed miserably, so took a break, then entered the G29, XYZ. I moved from PlayStation to PC. I did a set of course on PC, and then I got iRacing, and the rest is history. So I found that when investing money on gear, equipment, wheels and pedal, I had to be sure of my why. And my why is pretty simple. Less than 10k in a rig, for me, is a lot cheaper and more possible than 750k in a GT3 car to race. And God knows the weekend costs for those. When it comes to sim racing, the cars ain't real, but the competition and the racing definitely is. And that's what keeps me coming back for more and more. Number 2 on the list. It's like a form of meditation. It's great to hit the track and have a mental workout of sorts. Just trying to extract the most out of your car, remaining relaxed, keeping as cool as ice, but racing as hard as nails, is a nice way to get in touch with your balance, your inner balance. And in my profession I'm studying to work in, it's actually highly encouraged to have such a mindfulness activity where you can switch off, disconnect, take joy in a hobby, and in this case, it's sim racing. Definitely worthy of my number 2 spot on this list. A form of just disconnection and meditation. Number 3, it'll probably save my life one day. What do I mean by this? Well, there's a few times where, let's say, the road in real life decided to let go of my car. Whether the road did it on purpose or by accident, needless to say, being able to correct oversteer effortlessly and purely instinctive is all down to sim racing. And you know yourself, there are people out there who don't know what oversteer is. They've never experienced it before, you know. And obviously I've done it in the simulator, I've done it on the racetrack now, I've experienced it in the rain, but some people have never experienced what it's like for the back end to step out. They don't know what to do, and that's where you see this kind of left right fishtailing. It is very, very dangerous when that happens, as opposed to just having confidence, one flick, point the wheel straight and let the car do what it needs to do. So it's these kind of things I'm talking about at the moment. But being able to do those kind of things instinctively, all down to sim racing. The exposure I've had in sketchy ass low downforce cars, learning about lift off oversteers, that saved me in my front wheel drive Hyundai i30 one time. Being able to press through oversteer with throttle has regained traction on my current rear wheel drive car. But I know one day, and I hope to God it never comes, but I may have a blowout or worse. I'll be as cool as a button, dragging that guy to a safe spot, or even if it's the slide from oil or ice, the experience definitely transfers over. And I've tested this. I've been out on a few track days in different cars, and both of which I was able to get to a decent pace pretty quick. Obviously with some bad habits that I need ironing out, similar to my own sim racing, but regardless, the car control learned from sim racing is pretty darn useful. Number 4, short one, but the community. I've made friends for life in this sim racing community, and it's amazing to see just how open people are to helping, welcoming, and just being open to having a great time with others. You know, not a lot of people have friends, and you know, from all over the world. Sometimes you might live in a remote area, sometimes you have, you know, different visions of things, you know, you have different friends for different stuff, but a lot of friends like sim racing because it's a pretty niche thing. So It's nice to connect with people who are as like-minded, and you can, train for endurance races, competition races, make a team, race for money, all this kind of stuff. But even if it's just sitting back, chilling out, it's really, really cool. Like, I think it's amazing. It's also a very diverse esport with people from all walks of life, every kind of person. There's no barrier to entry to enjoy sim racing, and that's something that is so worth a mention. All are welcome. And this gels nicely into my fifth reason why I love sim racing, and I love how that no matter what you got, you can be involved in sim racing. Whether you play a car game on your phone, to using a keyboard and mouse, or a wheel, it's all the same. Enjoying the buzz of virtual cars, and just they're only getting better and better and better, all these sim titles, no matter what it is you race on. Some of the best racers in the world even use the most basic rigs. On iRacing, there's a professional NASCAR truck driver who has 10k iRating. For those that don't know, that's like top 0.1% level stuff. And he uses an old Logitech G27 on a desk with a square monitor and still kicks ass. I find that amazing. Obviously, the more expensive gear can give you better feeling, different sensations, all to lend to give a better level of immersion at the end of the day. But if you're hooning in a car and it's digital, you're sim racing. That's the only criteria. We're all one. So that's my last reason why I love sim racing, because anyone can do it with any equipment. Sim racing is sim racing. Some people like to do a lot of gatekeeping, being like, oh well, if you're not on ACC, you're not a real sim. No, that's not really the case. Yes, different sims offer different levels of standards, driving standards, due to their structures and systems they have in place. Still doesn't take anything away from the fact that everything is sim racing. If it's a digital car, that's that. So that's my simple list of reasons why I love sim racing. I've had this compiled for a while, but I thought it was worth a spot on the channel. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out this video on screen showing you 5 must-have accessories for sim racing. And like always, thanks very much for watching. Happy hunting.